Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to Radhe Radhe YouTube channel. This is V Rajeshri. We are going to study classes related on vegetable science which are very important for ICR, SRF, ASRB-NET, NABARD, PhD, IFCO, AGT. And today our topic is rhubarb. What is rhubarb? Let's discuss. Rhubarb, botanical description. The botanical name of rhubarb is Rheum raffineticum. The family is Polygonaceae and the chromosome number 2n is equals to 4x is equals to 44. See here, some species, majorly the species have the tetraploid chromosome which is 4x is equals to 44, but the Rheum raffineticum species contains diploid chromosome in nature, and which is 2n is equals to 22. And the common names for this rhubarb is pie plant. See, let's discuss some important point here that the common name of rhubarb is pie plant, but there is one other name for some crop like poi plant, POI. So this poi is a common name for basella. Don't confuse the poi and pie. Uh, don't confuse in between these two. Okay. The edible part is thick leaf stalk or petiole. Not only this, flower and leaves are also edible part in the rhubarb. Next, it is a herbaceous perennial vegetable with large fleshy underground rhizome have a fibrous root system. Yes, it is a perennial crop with a large fleshy underground rhizomes which have fibrous root system. And it is introduced into Europe in 1608 and it was first grown in Italy. We have to note this. It is first grown in Italy and it is also introduced in USA in 18th century. Okay, this is also important. And one more thing, it is in protandry in nature. Protandry मतलब क्या होता है? Self pollinated crops. Protandry in nature will be commonly seen, and since in self-pollination within a flower do not takes place in protandrous in nature. And one more point here, see the lower flower fertilized with the upper flower pollen. This is one point how the self-pollination within flower do not takes place, but it can takes place with other flower of the same plant. Suppose say one flower is at lower position, that can be become fertile with the upper flower position which we have upper flower pollen. Okay, it is a cool season crop. It can be grown like asparagus. And some of the uses are, it contains oxalic acid in the leaves, it is rich in vitamin C, the roots are used for dyeing fabrics red, and um, it is also used for sauces and pies preparation. Next, the, see there are 25 species of genus Rheum. The two commonly grown rhubarbs are Rheum rhubarbum lineus and Rheum raffineticum lineus. So these are two commonly grown cultivated rhubarbs. But in these two, Rheum raffineticum is all known as garden rhubarb, and not only this Rhaphanoticum is in diploid in nature, 2n is equals to 24, while the other cultivars are tetraploid, 2n is equals to 44. And the Rheum emoidi, which is known as Indian rhubarb or Himalayan rhubarb, that was mostly found in Himalayas. And one more thing is this Rheum nobile, found in Himalayas, which have edible stems that are used as salad, or the one more important is these nobile dried leaves we use as a substrate for the tobacco. And Rheum morcrophytinium roots are used for dyeing woolens yellow. Okay, this is one species. And one more thing which we use it for red color, dyeing of red color, and here is dyeing woolens yellow. So these two is important. One more thing is rhubarb is more susceptible to root knot nematodes. Next, soil and climate. Rhubarb is cold resistant plant, but normally cold resistant plant, but it stays in dormancy stage in severe freezing. So see, when we see winter in severe and summer in mild, the plant enter into dormancy during freezing winter, but grows during summer and spring. This is important point. By this point, we have some other cultural practices also. Okay, the critical low temperature would be 3.3 degrees centigrade below which vegetative parts of the plants are killed. Yes, below the 3.3 degrees centigrade, the vegetative parts of plants are being killed. The temperature above 23.9 degrees centigrade during summer and below 4.5 degrees centigrade during winter is not favorable for plant growth. It is also grown well in drained loamy soil with good organic matter would be the most ideal soil for the rhubarb. It tolerates the soil acidity also. Coming to propagation techniques, plants are propagated by two methods. One is seeds and other one is division of crowns. But these seeds are not commercially propagated and are not recommended as these seeds do not give true to type of plants. But these seeds we can use in development of new varieties. And coming to division of crones, this is commercially propagated and the birds are planted in the spacing 5 centimeters below the soil surface. The spacing is 1.2 to 0.6 meters. And one more point is each of the, suppose if we take the crowns, division of crowns, so each have at least two large buds होना चाहिए और a large piece of rhizome होना चाहिए. By that we can use this as a propagating material. Next, plant protection. Coming to plant protection, there are some beetles, some diseases which affects the rhubarb, that is snot beetle. See, this snot beetle causes damage to the plants by boring into stalk. To control this, hand picking or destruction of adults. So we have to control by, we have to hand pick or we have to destruct the adults and we have to burn the infected plants. Okay, next coming to fruit rot or crown rot. It is a serious disease caused by the fungus. Actually, this attacks the base of the stalks. Mostly this causes at the base of the stalks. And the removal control is by removing or destructing the diseased plants or else by spraying the base of the healthy plants with copper fungicide, which gives a good control. By using the, see, some more practices are there which we can be protected by using the disease free plant material and crop rotations. Planting on a land in which the rhubarb has not been grown for 3 to 4 years will keep the disease under the check. Next, coming to harvesting, it can be harvested in second year of planting. So plants can give the good yield up to 10 to 12 years. These are being harvested when the plants are in crowdy and the leaf blade, when the leaf stalks have become small, तब हम इसको harvest करेंगे. So next, coming to varieties, there are two very important varieties which we call olden varieties. They are Victoria and Linnaeus. The other one is popular varieties which having the red stalk are MC Donald ruby valentine, sunrise, strawberry, and cherry red. See here, you can observe these red stalks here. So this is one of the good marketing value which are being used much. And you are seeing the leaves are in yellow in condition, but these are grown in normal conditions, or these are growing in normal climatic conditions. But coming to some other special horticultural practices done in rhubarb is forcing. We can produce forcing rhubarb. See, first of all, let's say what is meant by forcing. Forcing क्या होता है? Forcing means suppose a crop which is mostly grown in winter. This is example I'm saying. First of all, that see, when a crop is normally grows in winter, but we are forced this crop to grow in other climatic conditions by providing artificial temperatures and all. So this is known as forcing. Here rhubarb is forced to produce this type of we can produce this rhubarb in winter seasons also. Normally rhubarb is grown in spring and summer. In winter it can't be grown, it stay in dormancy stage. But to grow in winter we have to do a cultural practices like forcing. So what we do in this forcing, now first we see here production. See here, production of the rhubarb stalks during the winter is called forcing of rhubarb. हम विंटर में रुबाब स्टॉक्स को प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस करेंगे तो उसको फोर्सिंग ऑफ रुबाब कहला जाता है, क्योंकि नॉर्मली विंटर्स में रुबाब नहीं ग्रो होता है. समर में और स्प्रिंग में इट इज नॉर्मली ग्रोन, बट टू ग्रो इन विंटर कंडीशंस we are maintaining that type of temperatures and everything to grow this rhubarb. So this is known as rhubarb, forcing of rhubarb in regions where the climate is suitable for production of vigorous crowns. See, let's see very deeply of this forcing of rhubarb process. Normally, we will collect 3 to 4 और 3 years old planting को collect करेंगे. Collect करने के बाद after collecting we will let it to be in frozen conditions. So we will keep it aside in a freezing condition, and later this freezing is allow the birds to be in rest period. So if we leave it in freezing condition for sometimes, these birds are in rest condition. After freezing these frozen roots are taken into a hotbed इन स्पेशली कंस्ट्रक्टेड फोर्सिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स. मतलब इसको क्या करते हैं, जब ये सब फ्रीजिंग हो जाते हैं, मतलब फ्रीजिंग रूट्स को लेके जो इसके लिए पर्टिकुलरली एक क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस और एक पर्टिकुलर एक फोर्सिंग स्ट्रक्चर को हम डिज़ाइन किया होता है, उस पे हॉट बेड पे लेके जाते हैं. और एल्स और एक तरीका है कि इन डार्क or semi-dark locations with maintaining a moderate temperatures, we can grow this forcing rhubarb. मतलब these forcing rhubarb can only be grown in dark places without light, because in dark places these rhubarb grow straightly in search of light. In search of light, these plants grow straight. So this is one of the economically important feature to get the straight long stalk. And after this, actually we won't harvest in light also. In candle lights we may harvest this crop, but we can't even provide light during harvesting stage also. In that forcing rhubarb, the leaves won't be green because obviously there is no light, it is in dark conditions, so no photosynthesis process is done there. The leaves are in yellow and the stalks will be pink or a attractive red in color, where with good quality. So And one more thing in forcing rhubarb is the leaf blade. The expansion of the leaf blade will be little. After for this all we will supply some heat and some temperature, and we will maintain this in a dark conditions. Okay, for the optimum temperature for a proper development of stalks is 15.6 degrees centigrade. For this forcing culture only, this temperature is 15.6 degrees centigrade. And the quality and color being very attractive in this time. At 10 degrees centigrade, the growth will be poor. Below 15 or below 10, at 10, the growth is very poor. So we have to maintain at least 15.6 degrees temperature, centigrade temperature, so that we get a good color, good attractive colors, and good stock yield also we can get. Okay. So the crowns are placed on the floor of forcing structures. As a close together crowns are placed on the floor, practiced and covered with 5 to 7 point centimeter. Okay, this all completely of this process. And when we have to collect this, so after it reaches to 45 centimeters, we can harvest it, we can pack, and we can send to the markets. Okay, this is all about the forcing process, which is very important in rhubarb. Okay, it's clear. I hope it would be clear for you. Maybe some if you have any some inconvenience in this teaching, you please go through the total. You can hold, means you can pause the class, and you can just see the definition of this forcing. Okay, each and everyone you learn, you can learn by yourself, which is very important. In this rhubarb we can expect 1 to 2 questions definitely in every year net paper or SRF paper. We can expect at least 1 to 2 questions. So don't neglect this topic, which is very important. And thank you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, so that I can actively provide much more for you. Thank you very much.